Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my presentations. Today, this is the second seminar after. Actually, this is quite similar about the topic about business and finance. So, take a look for this picture. What is this?
Coffee.
Coffee. Exactly. So, can you guess where is it come from? Indonesia. Oh, you are. Okay, yeah, it's correct. So from Indonesia. So, second thing. Okay, exactly. Tea plantations. No. Yeah, it's neighbor of India, Sri Lanka. Yeah, the tea plantations. The third picture. Exactly. So this is cottons and in Uzbekistan. And last picture. Cacao, exactly. So this is from Ivory Coast, or we call it in France is called Ivoya. So this is my title, talking about free trade practice should be introduced in developing countries. So I would just like to share you about background information. So why I choose this topic? Because we know that people are realized of what free trade is and necessary it is into economy perspective. We know this is about free trade. This is new system of the economy, of the markets, how to sell it and buy to other countries, especially for the other countries, because of the products sometimes is quite. Much countries need that product, and free trade convincing the dignity of all entrepreneurs, businessmen who own the workplace in developing countries, and it's built and that they rise to reduce monopoly market. That we know much of the business they place it in very far away from area. Next. Alright, so I want to tell you about my short outline. So I will tell you keywords, background information of the reason of information, and what is the advantages and disadvantages of free trade. And I will tell you about the case study about coffee, and my opinion and references and discussion. Also the last is the conclusions. Okay, I would like to tell you about keywords. So, the first one, fair trade. What is the definition of fair trade? It's an alternative approach to conventional trade based on a partnerships between producers and traders, businesses and consumers. There's some like a transactions with the sellers and the buyers. Profitable, beneficial, and useful. At last, about product. A thing produced by labor, everything. A thing that produced by or resulting from a process, from starting from how to make that, how to make the products, the design, the distributions until put into the markets. Okay, let's move on to advantages and disadvantages. Why I would like to tell you about advantages and disadvantages? Because most of the developing countries nowadays didn't apply fair trade practice. First, fair trade supports the empowerment of farmers and workers. So, most of the fair trade, fair trade is one kind of system markets that will be more beneficial for their own business. One example, egg 160,000 coffee producers get benefits across 32 countries in Africa. So basically, based on the Africa Union magazines, it's that the coffee is already get some much more benefits, especially for the workers in the what I mentioned about the example one in Ivory Coast. And every single day they get benefits is much higher than before. I mean that the business didn't take the fair trade practice. Second thing is about stable prices. So the stable prices, which means that the owner of the business can control the price tag. So cover the cost of sustainable productions for fair trade products, and especially in cocoa, sugar, tea, coffee products, cotton, and etc. And fair trade premiums, it means like some VIP access for who own the business can help producers to improve the quality of workers. They will give some standard practice training based on international regulations. So, like in Bangladesh, they will give cover by insurance. They will be covered some subsidies for their families. Let's move on. Other advantages is better especially for farming conditions and growing of more expensive crops, like fields, or in cocoa again, in Uganda, protecting the environment and good products. They use biotechnology after they produce the cocoa. They control the maintenance, check the originality of the cocoa. And second thing about healthy crops and good way of producing crops. It means that they can cover, they will know how the best access to import their products. And I mentioned like products about tea, Dilmah tea. If you know about, I would say, but it's in our country about, how to say that, Walhi, tea Walhi. They are previously shared by Oprah Winfrey before in 2010. And consumer satisfaction. Most of the fair trade process in developing countries were in excellent process and best quality products. So they already packaged in completely extraordinary to the buyers. But yeah, there's some disadvantages. Buying fair trade products can be costly. For example, for foods, handicrafts, makes price higher. They divided some small percents to get for workers their profits, because they make it some element like quality. They know about the factors like distance. They should be have some cost for shipping and stocks. Another disadvantages is fair trade certifications is quite expensive. Yeah, there's actually the prices for certificates belongs to the currencies, because fair trade actually is based on the United States dollars currencies. So sometimes it's quite expensive every single year. So it depends on company, countries, or products. Like in Brazil, I know it's very expensive. In Indonesia, I think it's quite cheaper because most of the Indonesia business not use the fair trade practice. Okay. Now, this is about fair trade scheme, but actually I will make you like eye-catchy because it's very easy to understand about fair trade practice. So here, this is a cocoa, for example. for market price, if you go to supermarket or go to grocery stores, convenience stores, actually, if in the market will be more cheaper, but just only different sense. But if the cocoa sell it with the fair trade levels, they make it higher price, but just only a little bit, 2% for consumer cost increase. But it will be so that the cost for the only a few percent, there will be get benefits to the workers, like this. So the workers, maybe one sack of cacao, it will be one sack of cacao will be get some profits, maybe about 4%. Oh, sorry, $4. Oh, sorry, 4 cents to sell it to the consumers, and 20% of producers will be get some compensations and will be increased if they gave much buyers to get the chocolate. They will get more higher benefits. Yeah, this is not about developing countries, but I would like to make sure this is one kind of the countries who buy every single products about with fair trade practice. So the most prominent thing is Ireland. Yeah, this is the higher consumptions, $24.15. In retail sales is 160,915,738. Yeah, it's quite complicated. But in here, in the price, why the consumption is more higher than in USA or in UK? Because it's in Ireland, it's small populations, but they have some consciousness, awareness to help by buying fair trade products. My second thing, why I did the color in one, because in USA, you know, the third largest populations in the world. So most of them they will buy, but just a little bit, just a little bit percentage to get the benefits. But in here is the one evidence or proof that the countries has get benefits a lot by practicing fair trade. And I expect that most of them in European Union countries. Yeah. Okay, next. So I will share you about case study in Brazilian coffee or Brazilian coffee. So maybe you have heard in the coffee shops, you go into Kevi, you heard about the Brazilian coffee. So why I choose this? Because coffee in the fair trade practice is the the first ranked by top buyers in the world. More than 1/3 of the world's coffee is made in Brazil. Brazil is the world's biggest coffee producers, and most of the type of coffee is Arabica. Yeah, 80%. And in average, based on that, heard about the coffee, every single cup of coffee in Brazil, the price is around $5 to $10. Yeah, it's a little bit similar in Singapore. If you go to some coffee shops, Starbucks, maybe go to Coffee Beans, the price is quite similar like this. Okay. But why Brazils have some huge, massive producers of coffee? But they have some process to get some certifications for get some fair trade, like formal letter. They need some pay fees first for the processing of their coffee, by roasting, by packing, grading, pulling, until they will sell it into the good conditions. Second, registration salary. Based on government law, it's in Brazil, farmers get suitable charge depending on the number of workers. Yeah, for example, in Rio de Janeiro, there's one coffee, it's also a small producer, and they have only 10 employees. They pay only $114 per month. It's quite huge. Benefits to get this salary. And then the third steps, they manage converting the price from the market price based on the market price, and this plus 20 cents in fair trade price, which means 20 cents dollars will be donated to the workers. So it's really very helpful. If you buy one cup of coffee, it's very helpful. Here's another thing. Imagine that you buy some coffee, like this. A regular cup of coffee and a fair trade cup of coffee. Oops. So the cup of coffee, they will give to retailers for regular cup of coffee. The benefits will give to the retailers, roasters, exporters, buyers, and farmers. But it's very unfair because only 3 cents they got. It's different thing. And here about fair trade cup of coffee. They get only for farmers bigger than in regular cup of coffee. You get some benefits from the goes to the retailer and coffee corporations, the company. So, in Brazil, problem facing coffee producers, the farmers' income were insufficient, and families were not able to buy basic material, clothes, foods, everything. And some of the workers lack of money for money for recruit workers, seeds, buildings, etc. to some revenue to get improving build the buildings. And third one is neglect with children's educations. They cannot afford to pay for the children's studies, to give some knowledge. And lastly, there's about coffee crops was demoted. They can't use again about the crops because it's already obsolete. But if the fair trade practice will be applied in the Brazil, so actually it's not only Brazil, but in general, if fair trade practice in cacao, in cotton, and in the social aspect, it's good working conditions. It will be that they have some sociability friendly, the psychology will be improved. They change before it's very bold and friendly, non-discriminations, and B, like in ASEAN free trade, in this year, 2015, they will be implemented in next year. They will have some, maybe Indonesia will come into the company, Cambodia will come in, Vietnam will come in, so we will have some bakers in company. No exploited child labor is already known about from international labor organizations announced that there's stop for child labor below than 70 years old to work in the industrial or factories or somewhere. Environmental aspect. So no prohibited substances like GM foods, not what contain the chemistry or other necessary biotechnology. And environmentally friendly cultivations. They have some good method to adapt with for their crops. Last, about the economic aspect. That will be have some fixed minimum price. So the workers get some wages, minimum wages. Maybe the difference in Indonesia is around $300 per month. Most of them. I don't know in other countries. Singapore is more higher than in Indonesia. In long-term partnerships with trade partners, there will be have some corporations between other companies. I heard about one companies in Myanmar. There's some corporations between who own the business. They are originally in Myanmar, and they work with the Indian persons, and they make some win-win benefits. I can get 50%, the Indian get 50% because they produce, I sell it. They produce and sell it, and then goes on. And statutory minimum wages is following by, as said, fixed minimum price. Oh, yeah. Before I telling my conclusions, I give you some videos. Hold on a second.
What if the delicious cup of coffee you enjoy at the beginning of each day could help build a health clinic in Africa? What if the box of chocolate you give to your wife could help teach children in South America to read? What if the sugar you use to bake cookies with your kids could ensure that farmers in the Philippines have the supplies they need? What if the things you buy were produced in a way that helps make all of this possible? When you buy fair trade certified goods, you're making a choice that means quality products, improved lives, and protection of the environment.
Okay, this is short. This is a short video about, this is about fair trade. This is fair trade practice. Now it's already started. Now our generations will continue this fair trade practice. So, I will let you give some conclusions about fair trade practice. The price difference between the fair trade price and the conventional price is different thing that I will tell you about the pictures. And that considerably affordable for customers. It's exactly only 20 cents. So it doesn't matter, right? So, yeah. We will try to the fair trade practice. Secondly, the consuming pattern. It will have some flexible price and profitable for producers. And better for wealth system for developing countries. This is one kind of best success, best solutions for all developing countries to practice this about sustainable and economy trade in the future. So, any questions? Yes.
I'm seeing in the video they have like a certificate for that. Is that certificate is from the government of like some organization like in the country or in the world they have the organization that have that certificate?
Okay. Okay, one more question first. Any other questions?
Do you have any coffee stores that with fair trade cup of coffee?
In when?
Everywhere, anywhere.
Great. Okay.
And whenever I go to like the big coffee companies like Starbucks, the coffee bean or tea leaves, they don't sell that kind of coffee. Why?
Sorry, can you repeat the time? In Starbucks?
Starbucks, the coffee bean and tea leaves, they don't sell the fair trade cup of coffee, right?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Okay. Okay, I will answer in a question first. Basically, this certificates will be, there are some steps that I give some examples in very soon. So, the certificates will be get in some international organizations. It's below from the United Nations. Actually, before the history, this one kind of NGOs in 1945, 46, I don't know, 55, and it's already going on in already adapted to some of the regions, and now much bigger members, much huge business who want to use the fair trade certificate, so they will be registered. But actually, the process will be long because how to say that? They will be calculated from the data how much they sell it, how many workers, how the conditions, how much etc. Okay, what are the second questions? Yeah, you know, I just didn't want to give another example like body shops, but it's not fair trade.
But it's not coffee.
Yeah, it's not coffee, I know. But I just
ask about coffee.
yeah, I want to give you some example. like in body shops. They will have also for workers who make it some produce for soap, shampoo, soap, anything powders, girls things, yeah. And in Starbucks also they adapted like that. They want to like struggling to support the fair trade practice, and they know the Starbucks is already worldwide. In some countries they own it a lot, and basically I knew about the coffee in Starbucks. They bought it some in USA, in United States, but it's not developing countries. So in United States, they bought around 1/3 of the sack of the coffees. They bought it from Brazil, from Costa Rica, from Venezuela, South America. So they have some contributed the coffees. They bought it in the in fair trade price, But some of them in Starbucks coffee, they bought it in companies. I mean, like it's not fair trade price. So it depends on the company. They sell it for fair trade price or company price.
But the customer, they don't know it.
Huh?
The customer, they buy the coffee, they don't know which one is fair trade and which one is not, right?
I telling about buyers who are companies. Yeah, it's good example actually. Starbucks is company. They bought the coffee.
But what is the benefits of the customer in this case?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, Starbucks, right. I am a customer. I just care about the quality and the price. So it's a fair trade or something like that. Could you show me the benefits I receive? The customer receives if the company buy the fair trade, apply the fair trade.
Somebody said about the employees will be getting more benefits. When the companies, the Starbucks will buy the coffees in the adaptive fields, they will get some good.
I think I just thought the farmer receives more than 20 cents, right?
It's one example.
Yeah, the raw right, just a simple. But what about the benefits of the customer?
The customer that buy the
Okay.
product, the coffee, how they know it's the fair trade or not?
Yeah.
Much customer actually indirectly get some benefits. Indirectly, so they will if buy something products like coffees, they will get some. They have some awareness like, oh, I buy some fair trade coffees. It will be a sum of a few cents that will be given to farmers workers. So just like that.
But does in Starbucks they have that?
I don't know what is Singapore, but I just give one example because I'm not.
Yeah, in USA.
Yeah, in USA.
Does the Starbucks, like, they tell in the product that one is fair trade product?
Yeah, in few stores. In few stores in Dallas, Minnesota, and in Korea. There's a lot of coffee shops in there. So they sell it a fair trade. Say they give some 2 menus. I didn't show it in the, maybe we can do it later. So there's some 2 menus that you can buy the fair trade price, or some occasions like if one day is about fair trade day, so people must buy a fair trade coffees. Something like that. Okay, other questions? Okay, so let's move on to this is my references. So I get from internet. Discussions. We will talk about 3 questions. It's very easy. I think just only 2 minutes is enough. I divided to 3 groups. So okay, this is good. Ratana, you're 4. And the rest is 5. So let's talk about. So this is first questions. Do you think free trade is very potential to help workers more in the countries? Okay. Second question, is free trade for coffee or anything about concept it's better for market and give someone example.
To the farmer.
And last
No.
situations,
Not, not
when
electric.
you buy fair trade products.
Ah.
Will you buy fair trade products by William Extra Plus? Okay. And why?
Okay, so like the organic. Yeah, for yeah.
Yes. Which number is you, right? Have you seen the video distribution?
It's like depends on
The market? The market?
is it good or not? Yeah, the quality because
The whole everything is applied straight. Market will be like we are all flows and creative, good for the time and good for the company. We make
I think the quality is in the form like organic thing,
for the same
like organic label. It's like more better than the non-organic.
but receive the better quality and never touch also the best quality.
The question is,
Oh,
Is that
if the farmer join the fair trade, does they ensure the quality?
Yeah.
They will find the quality is good, price,
Yeah,
maybe the price is a little.
Yeah. It depends if you buy something. If you higher price it, yeah. Common sense that's very higher quality.
if there's any differences between the non-fair trade and then the fair trade products, like the quality?
Actually, it depends on the products. Sometimes the fair trade products will good quality, better material.
And then some of them like we can have the same thing and then we should like
can
mix.
have problem, yes, but
Yeah.
much
It's more common sense. I just want to help you.
who will
But if the country buy, like the company is doing like selling
It's so plain. Alright. Sorry.
so maybe the company will like make you like make sure that because the company
Alright.
you know that I think okay.
Yeah. Alright, so get some answer from the first questions.
We think we have a different opinion.
Okay.
We think it's not very potential for hard workers because it's depends on how company pays salary and maybe it can be a option. So even they do the fair trade, but when they pay the salary for the employee, they will say the same price. And there is no
Transparency.
extra salary.
Yeah.
It's under the government.
Because I didn't know much about the fair trade, so I think it is depend on the how many companies are involved in the fair trade operations. So if not the number is very huge, I think the influence of the fair trade would impact the workers' conditions. But if only a small number of company involved in it, I think maybe it's not impact so much. Because it is not so restricted, sometimes it depends on the willingness of consumers. Some people may choose to buy the fair trade products, but some people they will consider the price, and maybe they will choose products with a low product. So I'm not very sure about it. Yeah.
Thanks for explanations. And okay, the second question.
So my routine is if we have the product had a certain fabric, the price will be higher, right? The price of the product will be higher.
Higher.
So I mean the customer pay more company or more money for the same products. I think it's not good for the customers because in markets, real markets, they compete with same product, but you for a lower price, I will buy it. So I think in here for just the aspect of customer, I think enough.
But I will give you some advertisement in YouTube. Actually,
Yeah, I know.
I will give you some like it's the awareness that you should pay more higher because something.
Yeah, I see it. But I think it's just the same product, but lower price I buy it.
Yeah.
But sometimes can you convince me sometimes better for the if we had the favorite?
Yeah, so you're capitalist, so you want to go too high of lower price. Okay, so two questions. Please. Yeah, I know that one.
Just my opinion, I think I will buy if it's affordable.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the quality is also good now because the company is like the agents, they help them to sell the things right. So maybe they will make sure the quality is good. So if the quality is good, the price is good, I will buy.
Okay. Nice addition. Thanks. Answers maybe? Something?
Just depend on the product. Because if in my country, the fair trade, the company the consumer that buy the fair trade is more expensive than other same quality. I not buy the fair trade. I will buy the normal.
Okay.
Yeah. So just
So
depend
very
on the product. Yeah.
capitalism. Alright. So, okay, but I give you one process. Every time you spend money, you're requesting a quote for the kind of quote you want. So, this might be that you already did this process. Okay, that's enough you. And
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you.